arms, and then both of your legs, and then we will eat your face right off your head. You will be this armless, legless, faceless thing, won't you? Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind.
What? Hello YouTube, it's Comet Punch. And yes, before anyone says anything, I know that's a quote from the comics. And that doesn't mean it isn't stupid, because even though I love them, there are some really dumb things in comics that everyone just kind of ignores, because comics. Anyway, Venom is happening, despite all of the odds, and in typical Sony Marvel fashion, I am extremely worried. Not because it's rated PG-13, not because Tom Hardy sounds weird, seriously, what is that accent? And not because it's a Sony movie and their track record has been spotty at best, but because Eddie Brock's Venom just doesn't work without Spider-Man. Alright, so let's dig through our long boxes into some history about Spider-Man, Venom, and the symbiotes. The Venom symbiote first appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man number 252, along with Spectacular Spider-Man number 90 and Marvel Team-Up number 141, which were released as tie-in comics following the Secret Wars event in 1984. That's a lot of numbers, I know. The symbiote not only enhances the wearer's speed, strength, and abilities, remembers information from previous hosts and shapeshifts, but it also draws out the worst aspects of their personality, which can result in decreased inhibitions, increased aggression, terrible dancing, and the most cringeworthy scene put to film. Symbiotes are basically superpowered parasites. Think aliens but less chest bursty, and more, hey, I'll give you some superpowers, but I'm also gonna wreck your life. Peter Parker was first bonded with the Venom symbiote in Secret Wars number 8 when trying out a new artificial clothing machine, and he wasn't separated from it until Amazing Spider-Man number 258, where Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four detached it using sound waves. They became bonded again and broke up again like the worst couple ever, detaching for good when Peter used the sound of church bells to get off of him. One of the few things Spider-Man 3 got right. One of the few.
Now dig on this.
Which happened in Web of Spider-Man number 1. It's learned later that Eddie Brock was in that church when the debonding happened, and the symbiote attached to him later. Venom makes his first full appearance in Amazing Spider-Man number 300 in 1988. The point is, the Venom symbiote took a lot of influence from its design from Spider-Man when it was bonded with him, and was influenced even more so by its hatred of Peter Parker ejecting it. The tentacles resembling webbing, the chest design, being able to evade Spidey's spider sense, and stick to walls and web sling, it all came from the time spent with Peter Parker. It's in the word symbiote.
Symbiote.
It's a symbiotic relationship. The parasite learns from and influences the host, and vice versa. For example, the symbiote attached to Cletus Cassidy or Carnage became more violent because he was more violent. Or the one attached to Flash Thompson or Agent Venom showed more compassion and even an affinity for him the longer it stayed attached to him. So with Eddie Brock, he's not exactly a blank slate. His rage and hatred were just amplified by the symbiote, and that's not a very heroic way to show a hero in a movie. So it has me wondering what they're going to do for this new movie, since he's more of a protagonist instead of an antagonist this time around. There have been rumors that Tom Holland was spotted on the set of Venom, and since Marvel, Disney, and Sony have a shared custody of Spider-Man, it wouldn't be surprising to me if this was a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours sort of thing, for Sony letting Marvel use the character in Civil War and Infinity War. And what better way to give their new Sony's universe of Marvel characters? Is that seriously what they're calling this thing? Okay, what better way to give the Sumka a boost than having sweetest bean on the planet Tom Holland appear in their first movie? Maybe there will be some animosity between Holland's Spider-Man and Hardy's Eddie Brock to give the symbiote some hatred to feed off of and give Brock more personality, but that's all just speculation. The problem is this Venom symbiote seems fresh, like it's never had a host before. It's clear from the marketing that the white spider insignia will be gone from the costume, and it seems from the garbage fire of CGI scenes in the trailers that it'll be using tentacles more so than webbing. And half the fun of Venom is his hatred for Spider-Man, how he and Spider-Man are opposites, and how his design is basically a mock, twisted version of the wall crawler. He's like the Joker to Spider-Man's Batman. Where Peter Parker is selfless, Eddie Brock is selfish. Where Peter is caring, Eddie is reckless. And the symbiote only draws out this aspect more. It's the opposites that make Venom work. And without something to work against, without that hatred of Spider-Man ruining his reporting career to drive him like in the comics, aside from a villain that looks nearly identical to Venom in Riot, and may be just as villainous, I'm not sure how this movie is going to work. I mean, if it doesn't work and the movie flops, we're not going to get a Morbius movie featuring Jared Leto, guys. Who keeps giving this guy comic book roles? Stop, please. He's done enough. He's done more than enough. I'm going into this movie hesitantly because aside from Agent Venom, Venom's mostly been portrayed as a villain. It's fine to have a villain or a bad guy as the protagonist in a film or on TV. I mean, Breaking Bad did it, but it's a little hard to paint a guy who bites people's heads off as the protagonist or even the anti-hero of his own movie, you know? Especially when the character who gave Venom the bulk of his personality, design, history, and motivation will be missing entirely. But tell me what you guys think. Are you excited for Venom? Are you dreading it? Do you miss the sweet, sultry dance moves of Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3?
Now dig on this.
Leave a comment down in the pit, like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell if you want to know when I'll post another video. And thanks for watching, guys. Bye. The symbiote not only enhances the wearer's strength, speed, and abilities. Oh, I can't do this. And that's not a very heroic. When I keep putting portrayal in scripts, I write the way I talk, but I can't say these words out loud, and so it's just me like, ooh, I'm gonna say these really big smart words, but then I can't pronounce them because my mouth just like freaks out when I'm talking, and I can't say them. Anyway, the symbiote not only enhances the wearer's speed, strength, and abilities. Gosh dang it! That was so close.